you dumb, beautiful fucker.
Who wants to be in America's slash fic with Abraham Lincoln?
Louisiana Purchase, that's a name.
You need to really get off my balls, okay? I'm gonna kick your ass.
Also, why was Michelangelo so stinky? Ew.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 208 of Y'all Can Hear podcast. I'll be your host today, Patrick. And joining me today are my three ceremonial co-hosts.
JoJo.
Fuck the Oscars.
I think I played a good match. I thought we did good out there. I'm glad we did it like that, and I think we're gonna get the win.
We really had him in the second half.
My name's Colt.
Good sportsmanship all around. Really good.
I'd like to
display.
thank God.
I like to thank my coach, my mom, my
God.
dad,
Jesus
Christ himself, God, the Holy Spirit, Mary, Joseph.
Aslan from Narnia.
Yeah, that is true. My fifth grade teacher for believing in me, of course. I'd like to thank the hare, the tortoise, sorry.
Also, you can fly. You can go outside and jump off the
can
roof of your
literally
house,
fly,
and you
can
can
literally
fly.
Jump off. I want all the kids to go outside
No.
their house.
This is a joke from Key
I
and
want
the
all
Peele.
the kids to go.
Key
No,
and
this
the
isn't a
Peele.
joke. This isn't a joke. I want all the kids to go outside their house, get on the roof and fly. Jump off and fly.
Goddamn, I don't know which one it is.
You can literally fly. They can't stop me. You can literally fly. I would like to say I did not know at the time what literally meant. Because that was in the bit where he,
Yeah. That was a Key and Peele.
It was
bit.
fun.
Very fun.
It's not ours. Sorry.
Not ours.
Guys, we gotta go to the fucking Bogan.
Bendigo.
Bendigo. We gotta go to Bendigo.
We gotta go to Bendigo, Morty. To get me key.
We showed them Bush World Adventures, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen it before, but it's been since it probably came out.
It's been.
Yeah, it's been.
Yeah, okay. Pat, please steal it from us. My brain won't stop wandering.
No. We'll keep wandering. Let's wander through the desert. We gotta go to Bendigo. I want you to get on your roofs, you fucking kids. I want you to
gotta get me cute, Morty.
Settle down, Nicole Kidman. You're not in the bogan anymore.
The Bogan. I'm sorry for any fucking Australian listeners. Y'all have a funny accent.
Oh, no. They're going to cry?
This pisses right in the fire of our Australian tour. I hope you all realize that.
Oh, Australia.
Ooh.
Don't throw these spiders
Australia, you're a beautiful country, and I love you.
Why'd you say fire? That's too soon, man.
Also,
Jesus.
we love all your poisonous insects, every one of them.
I do love their animals. They're very pretty. Also, Australian accent is like one of the best. It's just it's a fun accent.
Yeah, and I definitely could not win in a fight against a kangaroo. I just couldn't.
Also,
I don't think anyone can.
Also,
really.
they call McDonald's Maccers down there. We found out from a random
All right,
Australian.
now I hate Australians.
Yeah, no, it's not Maccers. It's Maccas.
Maccas.
We gotta go to Maccas.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
no.
like
Yeah. Shout out to that random Australian guy if you're not a bad person. We didn't know you that well.
I don't think he was. I think he was pretty chill.
My brain's empty.
We're gonna fill it up with all the things you need to know about this year's Oscars. Well, some of them.
If your brain's empty like mine, we're going to make you making the ahigal face by the end of this podcast.
Shut the fuck up.
You like that?
No.
I didn't either.
Well, I guess Winslow doesn't like nothing. Surprised everyone on this show.
It's just been this long con this entire time.
That's what it's all about. It's about the long con.
Get us out of here. We need that.
Are you just going to let us sit in this?
Yeah, sit in your dooku. But yes, we're talking about the Oscars today, as I'm sure you could have guessed from all that rabble. Right on the eve of the 2021 Oscars, and considering how well the 2020 Oscar episode went, we feel we're missing not to sort of capitalize on that. So today we'll be going through some of the biggest awards on the Oscars, and what we're doing is we'll go through them in turn like we did before, giving our opinions. But John, why don't you, if you would, list off what exactly we'll be doing, like what sort of criteria, then we'll go into what awards we'll be covering.
Introduce the categories. We'll talk about those, which ones we want to win, which ones we'll think will win, and we'll just discuss the Oscars.
Did you hear the fucking cat?
That was a cat.
I heard a cat.
Okay.
All right.
Probably fighting.
Sorry.
It sounded like he was coming from over there. Will it introduce the the category, the nominees?
Yeah. Let's go through categories and then we'll individually go through the contestants of each
Or
category.
you know which ones we're doing?
Yeah.
All right. So, like I said, we'll be going through some of the bigger awards. We won't be going through all of them because, for brevity, and some we just, in reality, won't have much to say on.
Yeah,
but
because
the
they're all
ones we
technical.
will be discussing today are Best Supporting Actor and Actress, Best Actor and Actress, Best Animated Film, Best Cinematography, Best Editing, Best International Film, Best Score, Best Screenplay, both original and adapted, Best Director, and, of course, Best Picture.
Also, best Coke ad and or soft drink ad.
Yeah, who had the best ad?
Who had the best product placement?
I
I feel like that's probably going to be a category.
Eventually, yeah. But taking bets, we will have the best product placement by 2027.
Now, I will say, unlike last year, I don't really know much about sort of like the rumblings and like what people think are going to win. Unlike last year, we really didn't get a chance to watch all the movies or a good chunk of the movies.
I feel like I watched more this year than I did last year.
I don't know. I felt like I watched a lot last year or the year before. I don't know. Time is an illusion. It's a construct.
I've been
and
locked in a cage for 4 years.
Time is relative.
And just considering like how, let's say, a little wobbly 2020 was, the movies that were nominated, there might be some interesting ones. There might be some snubs, but we'll get into that as well. But I think between the four of us, we watched a good percentage of the films. Of course, even like last year, we didn't see all of them because it's just not really super feasible to watch this many movies, and a lot of them just aren't readily available. So that makes it even harder.
Oh yeah.
And also, it's just sort of a referendum. There will be some minor spoilers. Probably they'll come up over the course of the episode. But don't worry, we won't get into anything too major with these films. Because the odds are, if we haven't seen all of them, most likely a lot of you haven't seen a lot of them either. So we'll try to keep spoilers to a minimum as possible.
Yeah.
Yondu dies.
Oh, fuck!
Call back.
But let's go ahead and get started with our first category, and that's Best Supporting Actor.
Best Supporting Actor. The one I actually I forgot to put on this sheet. But don't worry, I got Google. So the nominees are Sacha Baron Cohen for The Trial of the Chicago 7.
My wife.
Daniel Kaluuya for Judas and the Black Messiah. Leslie Odom Jr. for One Night in Miami. Paul Raci, I'm sorry if I mispronounce names, for Sound of Metal. And Lakeith Stanfield for Judas and the Black Messiah.
Who's Paul Raci?
I
think
think
that
he
was-
was the camp leader dude.
Joe.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, those are the nominees. And what do we think of these?
Oh, man.
The only movie we all collectively have seen is Sound of Metal, and Paul Raci did do a really good job of being a sort of.
He was really good.
He was really, a supporting character, being kind of like a beacon for Ruben. It was really good.
Well, that's coming from us. From, what we want to win. We got to think about what these old fucks would want to win.
Also, we will say that on top of one thing we know going into the Oscars is that the very unusual decision to split Daniel and Lakeith as both supporting actors for the Judas and the Black Messiah.
I'm sorry, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Which is weird. But also, Sound of Metal came out in 2019. So that's
I don't really
I don't
understand
know.
why. I mean, I'm glad I watched it. It was one of the better movies we watched. But
Yeah.
still, I'm like, yeah, that movie started making the rounds a couple years ago in festivals. So
I mean, at the same time, because how kind of patchwork the 2021 Oscars feel, because most of them were coming from 2020. Maybe Sound of Metal got more widely played in 2020.
I was thinking maybe because it was more widely available. I don't know when it came on streaming services. I just know, though, when it first appeared, I was like, oh, shit, because Tanner watched it. So, I don't know.
Now, John and I, we did see Judas and the Black Messiah earlier in the year, and it's a great movie, and they both did phenomenal. In it.
yeah, I would not be upset if either one of them got it, especially
Kaluuya.
Kaluuya or
Kaluuya. Okay, that's
Kaluuya,
right.
yeah.
Kaluuya's an alcohol. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I think this is bullshit. And for as much as the Oscars want to try to claim diversity, they keep fucking over a lot of black creators. And also, this isn't the first time I think Kaluuya has gotten kind of fucked.
I think he was in last year's.
So I feel like Lakeith's kind of been snubbed. He's phenomenal, and
He's definitely done very good work the last few years.
yeah.
He's usually the best part of anything he's in. He's fucking hilarious.
He does a lot of side roles, but like in terms of like he should be more in main roles because he was great in
Sorry to Bother You.
Sorry to Bother You. Yeah,
I've been meaning to watch that movie.
It's a trip.
What's the Trial of Chicago 7 about? That's one I didn't get to watch.
It's based off of some sort of court case during like a lot of the rioting in the late 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Something about like protests on college campuses.
Oh, Sasha's probably one then. That seems like something totally that these old fucks would eat up because they were young when it was happening.
But I know some of the now we will be honest. Trial of Chicago 7 is one of the movies that we all didn't get to see.
I didn't want to watch it. I really didn't. I actively said to Wenzel, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, like
and plus like there was some kind of rumblings going into it that it kind of has a very kid-gloved approach to this very sort of tumultuous part of history. So like you don't really feel like you're getting a really as like impactful story as it could have been.
I mean, it's basically trying to West Wingify events, which I mean is Aaron Sorkin, and I like the West Wing for the most part, but it does kind of sell the liberal fantasy. I think to its own detriment, but.
What y'all thinking? I'm thinking Sacha Baron Cohen for actor in supporting role.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, before I haven't really been following a lot of the coverage, so I don't really know what sort of the betting or what people are betting on. But if I had to make a guess, probably Cohen. It's a movie about like some like social justice issue that makes white people feel good.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. I heard the same thing, Pat, about it. How like it kind of like you said, kid gloves, tiptoes over like the real bigger issue of it.
Well, and it also, from what I've heard, it also like changes the events to be more optimistic.
That's interesting.
But I haven't seen it, so I can't confirm that.
Yeah, One Night in Miami was good. I can't remember who Jesse Odom Jr. is.
Leslie Odom Jr. was.
Leslie. I'm looking at a screen from a pretty good big distance.
No, you're fine.
We'll look it up.
I trust Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield because those are solid actors.
Yeah.
And I heard good things about Judas and the Messiah. I would honestly want either of those. But I'm like you guys. I'm kind of pessimistic. I think Sacha Baron Cohen would win that. He's a good actor.
I love Sacha Baron Cohen. It's just...
I honestly would probably vote for his role in Borat over this.
He's not a supporting. He's a main.
I mean, does it fucking matter? They put two mains as supporting.
Yeah. Because what I was thinking was Kaluuya be the supporting and Stanfield be the leading. Because, I mean, it's more...
Stanfield the leading?
It's more of his story.
Yeah, because he's definitely more appealing. I mean, obviously they're both the main characters, but it's definitely more through Keith Stanfield's character's experience.
Okay.
Yeah. Weird choice, but honestly, going out on a limb here, I would say for whatever reason I'm feeling Daniel might get the Oscar.
Hey,
he might.
Daniel deserves it.
That's just a bug in my head. I feel like he'll get it.
He was really good as Fred Hampton.
That's who I go for. Who I think will win. Honestly, I want either Daniel or Lakeith to win for best supporting. Just going by the game we have to play.
Yeah, I don't know. Lakeith Stanfield's like sort of Oscar history, if he even has it. So I would definitely like to see him.
He's an amazing movie, so he's probably not on the Oscars.
I have a feeling he's been like people haven't given him the credit he's deserved.
Yeah.
Because I feel like because I'll see people constantly bring up his roles. I'd be like, God damn, he's so good, and then like he just doesn't get anything for that. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, like, ever since I saw him in Get Out, like I was like, that dude's going places.
What's lucky? He was in Get Out.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was the first guy.
He was the first guy who had
who had that. Yeah,
Watch
no
Get Out,
spoilers,
watch Get
no
Out.
spoilers.
Get Out is a really good movie.
But like him in the lead role, especially for Sorry to Bother You, was so freaking good.
I don't care what people say. That movie.
When I
rules.
remember it now, yeah, that was I loved it, and I still love it. It was great.
And I know, like, this is TV, but he is so fucking hilarious in Atlanta.
It's on the list.
Yeah.
I need to watch it.
I need to watch it too. Yep.
God, I need to finish it. So yeah, are we done with supporting actor?
I think we move on to best supporting actress.
Let's do it.
So actress in a supporting role, we got. Sorry if I butcher the names.
I mean, I could read if you want. Maria Bakalova
for Borat 2. Got Glenn Close for Hillbilly Elegy.
Lord, who she's also nominated for a Razzie in this role.
I don't really want to watch the movie because they are my neighbors.
I never.
Yeah, well,
never.
and it's not your neighbors. It's like what someone from Los Angeles thinks your neighbors
Well,
are.
from what I heard about Hillbilly Elegy, it's based off a book that was written by a guy who used to live like in an impoverished southern town. He got out and made a lot of money, but the whole conceit of the film is that if you're poor, it's your fault, and only bad people are impoverished. That's kind of the gist of the movie.
Yeah, I remember the book, and then it was just so weird seeing a movie get made of it. I was like, what the
Why?
fuck?
Yeah.
Why?
Olivia Colman for The Father.
It's the first time I'm hearing this.
Amanda Seyfried for Mank, and Yoon Jun for Minari.
Was that the?
I believe
kid?
that was the mom.
That was the mom.
Yeah, that's the mother.
Okay.
Now we'll say of these films, John and I have seen Mank and Minari
and Borat.
And all of us have seen Minari.
Yeah, I've seen Borat and Minari.
I don't care about Hillbilly Elegy.
Yeah,
Elegy. I don't know why I had a tough time. I kind of want to watch The Father, but you can't find it anywhere, so
It'll probably end up on like Apple TV or something.
probably.
stupid.
I heard Amanda Seyfried. It was good in Mank.
Yeah, she was one of the better things. Even though I really did not like that movie, she was one of the better things about it.
And then I haven't seen Borat 2, but I think Maria Bakalova plays the daughter?
Yeah.
She is amazing.
Yeah.
That's who I want to win on this list.
I think who I want, and I'm gonna go on a limb and say she'll probably win is the mother from Minari. Yoon Jung,
That's who I want to win.
because she was great. I really loved her performance.
As far as who I think they'll nominate, a lot of it I think will depend on how the Academy responds to Mank. Because I feel
like they're gonna nut. And
That's
piss.
probably
they'll
who will
either
win.
nut or they'll hate it, because a lot of those people probably had their grandparents be a part of this shit, like actual characters in the movie.
Because Mank has one of, if not the most nominations of any film at the Oscars this year, with 9 nominations.
And it doesn't deserve
Which is kind of like this icky cute thing, because it's based off the writing of Citizen Kane, and Citizen Kane was also nominated for 9 Oscars.
Which is bullshit, because I've heard such underwhelming things of Mank. I'm like, is it because Citizen Kane is a part of it? Like, come on.
Yeah, and maybe because I know I haven't seen it. I don't think any of us have either.
What?
A Citizen Kane.
No.
So I imagine this movie works better if you've seen it, but I don't know. There was a lot in it that I liked, but it didn't really coalesce into anything I really gave a shit about.
Anybody
honestly.
who's twisting their balls right now because we haven't seen Citizen Kane and they've seen Mank, it makes it one of the best movies ever. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let us know if seeing Citizen Kane does anything.
Yeah, if it affects how we view Mank.
I really don't care.
Because I know from personal experience and just for what I'm seeing online, everybody seems to be pretty underwhelmed by Mank.
Yeah, so
Just put an E and a Y on the end and make it a movie about Mankey from Pokemon.
Fuck. Yeah, I'd watch that.
I'd definitely watch.
Now, if I'm placing the bet on who would win, I would think it'd be either Amanda Seyfried or I'm kind of feeling towards Olivia for The Father, even though I know nothing about that film.
to me, that movie feels like what The Two Popes was last year.
Like an obligatory Anthony Hopkins nomination.
Yeah, like
Not to discredit him. Obviously, he's a world-renowned actor. It's just like you definitely get the feeling that just because like he has this sort of storied history as an actor and this big name, and like that, therefore anything he's a part of is automatically high echelon.
What if they just admit,
like he's sort of like the male Meryl Streep.
just throw his name up there? Be like, all right, and we're nominating Anthony Hopkins for what? Anthony Hopkins.
Just like they haven't
not
seen
wrong.
it, they just like yeah, I'm sure it's good.
And here is another old white man.
And like
I say that I love Anthony Hopkins.
and yeah, he's a really good actor. Like, not to disparage him or anything, but I do think Bakalova has a shot.
Really, that's interesting.
Well, I mean, like that
Well-
would be something like this as far as the political humor.
Yes,
I think it's
yeah.
something on like what like a lot of like Hollywood types would enjoy.
Well, yeah, they
That
would.
kinda
She
like-
went the extra mile in this role.
And I mean, and it wouldn't be undeserved because she's fucking hilarious.
Now, if all of Hollywood and fucking the politicians are all in a random just cult that even if they're conservative, liberal, Republican, Democrat, they're just all like, jerking each other off and feeding off of people.
She could win.
She might not.
I'm thinking, like-
because of that, but no, I think because of how Hollywood is, she might, because of the political implications. Yeah,
I mean, like her part was like Orange Man bad, and like people in Hollywood, they're like Orange Man bad, Orange Man bad.
or-
Yeah. If it sounds like we're being dismissive of it, well,
No, I fucking love it, and I think Orange Man is bad.
Yeah, Orange Man is bad, but
I mean,
oranges are good though.
Orange delicious.
oranges are delicious.
the only thing that's kind of keeping me off her taking it is just because they're usually not very receptive to comedy movies.
That's true.
That's true.
That's
That-
true.
Hey,
that-
e-
that's
e-
the
yeah,
one
Yeah,
thing-
they do.
I'm the
They do
same way.
prioritize drama.
Even if it is like kind of swings in a certain
sorry.
political flavor that they might agree with, it's still like they just are not very
It's like comedy has no like.
It's like comedy is like the lowest form of entertainment.
Yeah, like
to them.
it can't be worthwhile
Or thoughtful
or anything.
Yeah, but we're going to nominate these same like 5 out of 10 dramas every year.
As if there's no comedy in life, there's no humor.
Yeah.
Or there's no comedy in any of these like drama films.
Mm-hmm.
There was none in Minari.
Yeah, no funny moments.
no-
Oh my god, that movie is fucking hilarious.
It was
Yeah.
funny. It was great.
But yeah, I would. Out of these, I would either want
Her.
Maria Baklava or
Yoon
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 Yoon Jun with Minari.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
That's
But-
who I want. But honestly, they'll probably go for Amanda Seyfried.
yeah, it's Mank. It's obviously Mank.
It's gonna be Mank.
So yeah, that was supporting actress.
All right.
What's next?
All right. The next we'll be talking about is best actor.
We got actor in leading role. Got Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal, Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Anthony Hopkins for The Father, Gary Oldman for Mank, and Stephen Yeun for Minari.
Ooh, okay, that's
This is definitely a loaded category.
like I love Minari, but I feel like Steven Yeun is like he's not really up there in the characters in there, and like the ones that I liked.
Yeah,
I,
that was definitely more about the kids and the
yeah,
grandma.
Yeah.
but Riz Ahmed though, very good.
I would want him to win because I love him. He's a good actor.
Yeah. Now I could see them giving it to Chadwick Boseman as sort of
Yeah.
Like a
honor.
posthumous.
Which I would like to see that. I mean,
wouldn't.
we didn't watch Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, so can't really comment on.
Yeah. Can't performance.
But like I would, of course, Chadwick was a phenomenal actor. I part of me felt like they would go for a posthumous Oscar. I just it wouldn't be the first time, but like I feel like that's the direction they might go. Minari definitely felt more like an ensemble movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Steven in it,
Oh yeah, Glenn dies in The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
but it does feel like it's
twice.
They had the caught tease and then a real one. But I do feel like the sort of spotlight was sort of shared amongst several actors within the film. Gary Oldman and Mank, I feel like
It was a Gary Oldman performance.
If I hear Mank one more fucking time, the name is
wait.
pissing me off.
Wait till you actually watch the fucking ceremony. They're gonna be saying, "Oh,
Let me make my cock.
That's not even.
let
a
me
thing.
mank on you."
Let me
Like,
make.
that
let me
sounds
make,
like an
Let me
insult.
make my balls.
y'all are really making me right now.
Oh man, I'm gonna mank on some ice cream later.
Stop tugging on my mank.
Can you stop tickling my mank?
Stop it.
God, the Mank just sounds like if it was a body part. It feels like when your dick gets stuck to the bottom of your tank somehow.
And
It
it's
sounds
so
like
greasy.
something like
It
flesh
honest-
is ripped.
Honestly, it sounds like if your dick was a crank.
Oh yeah,
Mank.
yeah. You're cranking it up.
It sounds like
Meat
I told you.
crank.
It sounds like something greasy.
It
sounds like
does.
something greasy and sticky.
It sounds like this weird, like gross, guttural word for like your like the grundle or something.
Oh, my Mank's mighty greasy.
my mank is just it's real chafed right
My
now.
mank is so swampy right now.
I got that swamp mank. You know what
Oh
I
my
mean?
god. I'm diarrhea in my bank.
It also
What
kinda sounds,
drink do you want, sir? I want the swamp mank.
It sounds like a body of water. It sounds like something in Florida.
It's
Wait, Morty, we gotta go to the swamp mank.
it sounds like it's like what happens when like water sits too long. It's gone
Yeah.
mank.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's not a good sound.
No, it's
we're
not.
No,
shitting on
it's
this
definitely
guy.
a pejorative.
I really would love to see Riz Ahmed.
I was really loving this scene because he's definitely
because that is his movie.
yeah
He
for
does-
sure. Like he's 90% of that film.
There's a point in the movie where he goes all in on smashing something, and I was kind of scared in that moment.
Yeah.
He's about to come up through the street and start smashing shit in our house. I want Riz Ahmed to win.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who I think will win.
Chadwick.
I think Chadwick, and I'd be fine with that because
Yeah.
great actor.
Yeah.
A dark horse being Gary Oldman. But I think they've already given Gary Oldman his Oscar for that one movie like a few years ago that no one watched.
I don't know.
Darkest Hour or something like that. It was a Churchill movie.
Oh yeah.
It's like he wore a fat suit, so brave. The next category will be Best Actress.
All right, so actress in a leading role. We got Viola Davis for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Andra Day for the United States versus Billie Holiday.
Never heard of that.
Vanessa Kirby for Pieces of a Woman. Frances McDormand for Nomadland. And Carey Mulligan for Promising Young Woman. It's Frances McDormand.
It's got to be Frances McDormand. She's phenomenal. in Nomadland.
I heard she's great. Now I heard Pieces of a Woman was fantastic. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
And Vanessa Kirby, she was, if you don't know, she played the leading female role in Hobbs and Shaw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to at some point.
We haven't watched it yet.
I mean, Carey Mulligan was fantastic in Promising.
It's just that the movie ruined it.
Yeah, it's just the movie she's attached to. I don't know. That kind of hurts her chance.
Because I will say, like, everybody who's seen the film, positive, negative, they all unanimously say Carey Mulligan was great in it. And a lot of times, like, a great lead role can, like, elevate the film they're in to a certain extent.
Yeah.
It may be the one thing that sort of keeps it from falling to a lower rank. And I feel like Frances McDormand doesn't win for Nomadland. I think Carey Mulligan's, like, a higher chance.
Yeah. I could see them giving it to her, but, like, I mean, they're about like with Meryl Streep with Frances McDormand. They love her. This is a pretty well-reviewed movie. It doesn't have as much controversy behind it as the last one she was nominated for, which I think was 3 Billboards
outside
outside
of
Ebbing,
Ebbing.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, the controversy wasn't super huge about it, but it definitely
What was
did.
the controversy? Do you know?
A lot of it was sort of like how it portrays race is
Yeah.
kind of not the best, from what I've heard.
Really?
Yeah.
And how like certain rape related things were handled.
Oh.
It
Yeah,
was
that too.
personally, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, because I do.
I
wanna-
understand why people wouldn't.
I kind of want to watch it, but I know there's some stuff surrounding that. Yeah.
I guess a third place would be Viola Davis, because she's
Maybe.
she's a fantastic actress.
I love her.
I've never heard of the United States. Versus
Yeah,
Billie
that's the only
Holiday.
one I had
Yeah.
not heard anything about.
Billie Holiday's a musician, right?
Huh?
Billie Holiday, musician.
I believe so.
United
I
States
don't know.
of Terror.
I don't know if it's that. No, I think we're thinking of Buddy Holly.
That's why I went
Buddy,
ooh wee
yeah.
ooh. I'm just
Oh, yeah.
It's just like Buddy Holly. Yeah.
United States of Terror. I'll say it again. Obscure reference.
I had to-
Billie
so-
Holiday is a singer.
Oh, okay. That sounds like a musician's name.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, Frances McDormand.
The next category we're discussing is Best Animated Film.
Best animated feature. The nominees are Onward, Soul, Over the Moon, a Shaun the Sheep movie, Farmageddon,
Oh.
and Wolf Walkers.
All right, I have some things to address right now. We know that John's gonna pull for Onward because of the mom, and B,
That ass deserves an Oscar.
you are literally telling me right now there is a Shaun the Sheep movie on here. I respect that.
I love Shaun. I thought you were about to talk shit on
No,
Shaun the
no,
Sheep.
no,
I
I
was
was-
about to.
I-
I already had. I love Shaun the Sheep because I was about to be very defensive. I was scared.
I am so surprised. I need to see this now.
I didn't know they still made Shaun the Sheep movies.
I didn't either. That's why I'm so just baffled. I'm so confused.
I will say there is an egregious oversight for this category. Why the fuck is Sonic the Hedgehog not nominated for an Oscar?
It's not an animated feature film.
It's not. It's live action.
It's animated. Half the movie's animated. The goddamn Sonic the
But
Hedgehog's
the-
in
That
it.
doesn't
okay.
count.
But these are
Yeah.
these are full animated. This no, fuck you.
I got guns in
You
the
don't
air.
understand the rules.
I love Sonic.
Wait,
but
wait, wait, wait.
It just doesn't meet the fucking
It
qualification.
doesn't. And also, I dodged all your bullets.
Yeah, okay. My
Uh,
bullet's dodged back.
I don't really have much of an opinion because the only one I've seen is Onward, and I feel like that's not the best movie on this list.
I will say of the movies on the list, I have seen Onward and Over the Moon. I don't know where the hell Shaun the Sheep is streaming, and Wolfwalkers is only on Apple TV.
Yeah.
which-
Nobody wants to do that.
Apple TV, go fuck yourself.
And that movie looks amazing,
It looks
but I'm not
gorgeous.
about to fucking fuck with that.
Unless you want to
Oh,
give me
yeah.
free Apple TV for life, and I'll take it. And
Yeah,
I'll
if
have to
anybody
pay a
out there
single
has an
cent.
Apple TV, give us your login, please. DM us.
Right, because that's the movie I was most looking forward to on this list.
Now y'all two, Colt Winslow, have seen Soul. Do you want to
I've
speak?
seen Soul. Have you seen Soul, Winslow?
No,
You haven't?
I have.
I didn't know you seen Soul. I'm sorry.
Literally right after you saw it, I saw it, and we talked about it. God,
Okay.
man. Fuck.
Shit. But of the two, I think Soul is the better movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you like, are they Pixar? Is that classified as Pixar?
Mm-hmm.
It's Pixar.
Both of them.
If you like Pixar, check out Soul and Onward. They're both really good movies. But Soul would take the win of the two. And
Yeah.
I think Soul might actually win this whole thing.
I think
I think so too.
I think Soul deserves it. I want to see Wolfwalkers. Honestly, I want to see the rest of them because I've seen Onward and Soul. But Soul, I think, should win just because of the because just like it was a beautiful film, and I really enjoyed what it had to say, and us like visually, it was really good. It was great. There's some really amazing visuals, especially for the first part. You know,
When
spoiler: he dies, and
What?
and he's essentially going through
The light.
not the light, but like there's not really a word for it because nothing exists like it. But he's essentially traveling through the realm or through reality, space, and time to the his to get to the point to go to the afterlife, and just that sequence was beautiful. It was great. Yeah. Oh, and it was good humor too. It was
Very
really,
funny.
It was
very
really
funny.
fucking funny.
I did want to speak to Over the Moon a little bit. This is on Netflix. I watched that at the top of the year, like around the early January after Christmas. And it's a very solid film. It feels very, very reductive to say it's like Pixar light, but there is a lot of like things that are very similar to a Pixar film. But then just because like that is such a big monolith inside of animation, it kind of feels hard not to compare it. But I think it stands on its own. It has some really beautiful visuals, especially in like the musical sequence. I loved the signature song from that movie. I still play it from time to time. It's a total bop, and it's just like it's super colorful, super lush. It kind of feels like the areas of the moon are just like you broke open a lava lamp in zero gravity. It's just beautiful, and it's rather simplistic in its art design. I think it's a very solid film and worth seeking out. But just sort of knowing historically how the Academy votes for animated films, one, the ones that do vote typically vote Disney, and two, a lot of times they don't even watch the animated film. So they're just going to either they abstain or just go to the most recent Pixar or Disney film that's on there.
Well, that's bullshit.
Well, see, like whatever one was popular, the most popular, or whatever their grandchildren watch, they'll say, "All right, that's it."
Yeah,
Because,
and honestly, outside of like Ghibli, there won't really be any animated films
Yeah.
from animated. I mean anime films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a fucking shame.
I know, yeah.
Without like the occasional like Mamoru Osuda film.
I mean, Soul, I think wholeheartedly that Soul will probably get it, but it will get it without being recognized for why it's getting it.
Yeah, it'll just be getting it.
Yeah, it's just the obligatory Pixar award.
So
And sorry, I can't stop talking about Soul. I will say the sequence that I was talking about earlier, that reminds me so much. It's like a combination of Ant-Man, the ending of the first Ant-Man movie when he's shrinking super tiny, and a combination of 2001 Space Odyssey, the sequence you may know towards the end of the movie.
You might know.
The Stargate sequence.
Stargate, yeah.
So I think we're all pretty sad that Soul will be coming out the winner. And
Now let's talk about Shaun the Sheep movie, Farmageddon. Okay, Shaun the Sheep just whips out his cock, and I thought that was absolutely insane.
I hope that didn't happen.
He just whips out his clock. It's covered.
He whips out his Glock.
Fun fact: sheep, when they hide, the way they hide their cock is the fur. It wraps around their body, and their fur covers it, and they unloop it, and then whoop.
Please describe this sheep's cock in details.
All right, I will.
I was joking.
It's long and uncut.
Ooh, that's not a good image. Where are we going next?
yeah, we're going to cinematography next.
What?
Alrighty.
You bros don't like my Shaun the Sheep description?
Keep it to your fanfic.
Alrighty, we got for cinematography, we got Sean Bobbitt for Judas and the Black
Two
Messiah.
B's and two T's.
Let me.
God bless you on this one, John.
Oh God, Eric
Messerschmitt.
Messerschmitt for
Okay.
Mank.
Yeah. Darius Wolski.
Darius Wolski for News of the World. Joshua James Richards for Nomadland, and Feeden Pop Michael for Trial of the Chicago 7.
Well, I haven't seen any of them, so I can't tell you.
Now,
Yeah, I've seen Nomadland. It's a very beautiful movie. I'll say that. I think it has a pretty good chance of winning this, even though I haven't seen anything else.
Yeah, one of the things I loved about Judas and the Black Messiah was its cinematography, but who's more than likely going to win? It's going to be the Mank.
Fucking man!
Because they really
It's in black and white.
Well, it's not just that. They really emulated a movie of the era with title cards, mono sound, things like that.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't that would be the one award for Mank. I would be like, all right, yeah.
I'd give that too. Yeah, I love the way Judas and the Black Messiah look, but I don't I don't feel like I don't have faith enough in the Academy to for them to appreciate that.
Well, because it's not just a black movie. It is a very angry movie, and
They don't
Hollywood
angry.
likes Green Book. Let's coddle our feelings about racism, sort of thing.
Yeah, but it's okay to talk about the bad thing in the world. You just do it politely. Don't get angry.
Yeah, they tone police.
It's funny because I'll constantly look at movies that have been nominated for Academy, and I'm like, oh man, I need to watch these movies. I always see the Green Book on there. I'm like, oh fuck no, I don't want to watch this. Like I'm just like, why? What the fuck?
When like Roma was nominated that year.
Oh my god, I need to watch Roma.
It's real good.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, Mank's gonna win. I feel like every category Mank's in, it's just gonna win.
I don't think with
No, Mank's gonna win best animated.
It's gonna be like best actor and actress, and it's gonna say Mank won. Just Mank.
Just Mank.
I don't know. I know that this is probably one of the few categories it will have an edge in, because
Yeah,
for
you
as
guys
much
told
as I love like Judas and the Black Messiah, and I imagine it'll be the same for all these. They're very sort of similar in tone. Versus this is very retro. Hollywood loves movies about Hollywood. So yeah, that was cinematography.
I want Judas and the Black Messiah to win, but I feel like but I will say I feel like there might be like an unexpected win in this category.
Really?
Trial of Chicago 7.
I think,
Honestly, I was thinking Nomadland.
I was thinking Nomad. I haven't watched Nomadland, but the shots I've seen of it, I'm like, wow.
It's nothing but beautiful shots. There's not really a bad shot.
That one I can't really speak on because I haven't seen it. But yeah,
I just had like a feeling that that might be one that might surprise. Like
I feel like it's going to be either Mank or Nomadland.
Yeah. So I mean, it feels bad to say that the technical awards to some don't matter. Because I remember,
and we're not like super professionals with them either, so I mean we can't really get into like the minutia.
It's for us. It's probably just more so on its aesthetical value.
Yeah, it's just like that party.
That's pretty. And to say that's not invalid because you want your movie to look good and aesthetics is part of it.
Yeah, cinematography, it encompasses like a lot of stuff. I understand that. I feel like when it comes down to it in the end, is it pretty? That's mine.
Yeah, because I can't.
Or what's best for the film?
Because I can't dissect the technical jargon for you. I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
I really don't.
Film school.
Yeah.
If it looks pretty to my eye, I mean, shit.
I mean, it's as valid as anything.
All
right. Going to the next technical award, we'll be discussing best editing.
Ooh,
Come down
okay.
here to the bottom.
Fuck.
All right.
I've only seen 2 of them, so I can't tell you.
Yeah. So we got The Father, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of the Chicago 7.
I will say, Sound of Metal editing is fucking awesome. There's a point in the movie, spoiler wise. Can we go into details here?
Keep it mild as you can.
Yeah, let's keep it.
I don't think I can go into details. So there's a point in the movie where sounds will be played in a different manner. And I think it's a really good way. There's a point where it transitions into this certain thing that happens. The audio changes from like you hear the normal music and it fades into
because it comes up from like a more objective outside perspective to his subjective how he's really hearing things,
and it happens the full movie, whole movie,
and that's definitely part of like more of sound design, but still like audio editing is still editing, and the way that is edited together is really fucking
that is
neat.
very strong.
The only other one I've seen on this was Promising Young Woman, and the thing about good editing is it's one of those things you don't really want to notice, unless it's like being like stylish with it, and it's just pretty serviceable.
Promising Young Woman had some good editing too. I think the tally marks transition from like one chapter or part of the movie. I thought that was pretty neat.
I thought that was,
like sort of how
from each person to person.
And I guess, I mean, really, it was just kind of like it got us to point A to the end, and there was I wasn't lost. So
yeah, I don't feel like there's really in terms of like how it sort of like scene transitions to cuts, like it didn't really feel like super choppy or super like frenetic,
unnecessary.
It felt like it was fluid and it didn't encumber the film at all visually or narratively. So I feel like in terms of Promising Woman, it is very sufficient to the film, but to me there wasn't really one thing that stood out to me about it, which is good because if you don't notice it, then that's part of the strength.
Unless you're one if that's a feature of the film.
Yeah.
But like there, I think it's the third Taken movie where it's like 15 cuts of just Liam Neeson hopping over a fence.
Yeah.
Taken
I've
3,
seen that.
edited and camera direction by Kevin Dunn of WWE.
Yeah, well, and apparently, like, from what I've heard, a lot of the people who vote for editing categories are just based on how many cuts are in a movie.
That's weird.
Because, like, what happened? What was it?
That's what happened with Bohemian Rhapsody.
I was about to say. It's like
because everyone was like, the editing in that movie was dog shit, and
It was
won.
terrible. It was god awful.
because there's that one table scene that just cut like 15 times.
I refuse to watch it because of the editing. Also because I think it looks bad.
What's Bohemian Rhapsody?
I would like to see Sound of Metal win. As for who I think will win, that's kind of hard to tell because, like, I don't really know what their prerogative is when it comes to editing.
I want Sound of Metal to win, but I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm not like a video editor, so there are things they'll be able to catch that is like I'm just a layman.
It's in the air. Anybody's guess is as good as anyone else's.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine it'll probably be like Nomadland or Sound of Metal.
Nah, I give it to the father, Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins is a walking...
Watch the fucking father sweep every category it's nominated
He's
for.
a fucking walking anomaly that edits himself. Edits himself in reality.
No, what you
He's
find
like
out
Dr.
that Anthony
Manhattan.
Hopkins edited the movie himself.
Oh damn, good job.
Well, I think that's all we have to say on editing. We'll move to the next category, which is Best International Film.
International. I think with this one's gonna be real quick.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, international film. We got Another Round from Denmark, Better Days, Hong Kong, Collective, Romania, Man Who Sold His Skin, Tunisia, and Q Vadis Ida from Bosnia and.
You sounded like an American right then.
I'm sorry.
Herzegovina? I've never pronounced that.
Like I said, I am sorry for all of the mispronunciations.
Bosnia and Herzegovina.
But I mean, this is another round. Like,
I mean,
it's another
it's
round.
the only one we've
only
seen.
seen one scene. I do.
And it's the only one that's getting any sort of.
I have not heard of
it.
any of these other films.
I've heard The Man Who Sold His Skin. I really want to watch that. I want to watch all of them, to be honest. But
Yeah.
I mean, I've only seen Another Round, so I can only say Another Round, which really loved Another
That's a
Round.
good movie.
Yeah, out of the movies we watched for this, it was towards the top for me.
I really enjoyed it.
But yeah, I mean,
That's international, right?
basically, there's not
Can't
really.
say anything else.
And I was going to at least get a brief synopsis on the other films, but my Wi-Fi is shitting the bed right now, so it'll just remain a mystery.
Well, Matt Mickelson, attractive man, very cool, does a back flip.
No, he does.
He
a
doesn't do a
cartwheel.
backflip.
Yeah, he does a cartwheel.
Matt Mickelson,
But he does some crazy
Dance.
not dance. Well, it's part of his dancing, but like the way he loops through that stuff, it's kind of like free running, sort of.
He
Oh,
does the
yeah.
whole
if Matt
American
Mickelson
Warrior
can do
thing,
this
of course.
free run and dance shit, holy fuck.
Yeah, it was really good.
He
I
is a
love
weapon of
Mads.
mass destruction. Okay, so what's the next one?
The next category is Best Score.
Best score. Oh, this one's going to be really fun to talk about.
Let's do
All right,
it.
what do we have working with Best Score?
Original
score?
Yeah,
Best original score.
Got The Five Bloods, which
Had a pretty good one.
yeah, which I was surprised that was the only thing that got nominated for.
I feel like that's too old for like them, as in like it came out too long ago. But then
Yeah.
again,
It came
Sound
out-
of Metal.
it came out in like July last year. We got Mank, Minari, News of the World, and Soul.
Fuck.
Okay.
Five Bloods, Minari, and Soul had really
good. Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
Scores.
Mank's score was pretty good. I felt it was a little overbearing.
You know, I'll say it. I don't want Mank because I can just tell its score was dumb. And then News of the World, I'm gonna say that's dumb too. So
I know nothing about it, but it kind of falls to the same territory, like an obligatory Anthony Hopkins nomination, the obligatory Tom Hanks nomination.
Because he is good at strong arming the Academy to nominate any movie he's in, regardless of quality.
he's not even fucking here. So what can he do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Fight me?
Yeah, but honestly, Tom Hanks, you need to worry about your son Chet Hanks because he's going a little wild right
His
now.
White Boy Summer, and then he did some what? What'd you do? I don't know.
Apparently, he said the soft N word in his music video, and he allegedly abused his girlfriend.
Man,
Why out of either of those things, I am not surprised. I honestly, I don't know who will win. Personally, I really loved Minari's score.
But Minari's was really good.
It's very like sweet and melancholic, but also like this pastoral as well.
Yeah,
like it had a lot of really good music in it, and I just kind of it felt like
it really fit the tone of the movie.
Soul was all about music, and of course,
yeah.
it was great.
yeah, it had really good music.
like a lot of like jazz and rhythm.
The way and the way they implemented it into the film, was great. And The Five Bloods, you got some top-notch fucking bumping music for what it was going for, So
I want Soul, and I think Soul will win.
honestly, any of them could win, and I could tell you, it deserves
Yeah,
it.
as long as it's not Mank.
As long as it's not Mank or News of the
I
World.
mean, Mank was really good.
As long as it's not Mank.
Or I say it's really good. It was decent. It was it was scored by Trent Reznor and a guy he works with a
Trent
lot.
Reznor, really.
Yeah, and I know I was like when I was listening to it, I was like, yeah, I can kind of hear it. It was like imagine like a old like 30s drama, like that type of like swooning score, but composed by Trent Reznor.
Nah, don't. No. I say no, John.
I mean, I'm not
If I want a 30s swooning soundtrack, give me a 30s movie. I'll watch
Trent
it.
Reznor did Souls as well.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I swear he did Souls.
Okay, well, if he did Soul, then Mank might actually be kind of good.
Yeah.
Double dipping.
Yeah, like his score for the Watchmen show on HBO was really good.
I bet.
I don't know what will win here. I want Minari to win because I really enjoyed it.
To narrow it down, I'll say Minari too as well.
Yeah,
Well,
I kind of
peer
feel like
pressure.
this might have just a wild ass winner. It'll just go to. If I had to go just pick a random News of the World winning
Yeah,
for some
News of the
reason.
World, for some reason. Yeah.
It might be the only thing it will win. I mean, I don't know if it's good or not. Haven't seen it, but it doesn't. It just looks like this like D-tier Tom Hanks movie.
It does, man. And he did another film recently too, but I think you can only watch it on Apple TV. It's
God.
guess what he plays? Can you guess?
Football.
Nope.
Damn it.
What about you?
He plays a sad dad.
Maybe I don't know.
A soldier.
Ding 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 ding.
What?
Yeah,
Does he shoot a tank?
I think it's no. He is on a boat. Or a submarine. I think it's called Greyhound or something. I don't know. I was like, really? Like, fuck off.
That name sounds familiar now.
I've seen it advertised a few times. I don't give a fucking shit.
All right. So what's the next
The next category is Best Original Screenplay.
original screen? Oh, here we go. Oh, we got Judas and the Black Messiah. Oh, okay. I figured that since I was based off of like actual events. But.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe because they had to make
Well,
it
the
into
Trial
a
of the
screenplay.
Chicago 7's also based. So I guess that doesn't play into it. But we got Minari, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and Trial of the Chicago 7.
I want Minari to win.
I want Minari to win.
I do too.
I give it to Minari. I think second for me is Sound of Metal, and
We were kind of disappointed with
Promising Young Woman has there's some things I would have written differently,
There's a lot.
but
I've written
since
differently.
the screenplay is what it is, I can't recommend it.
To me, and this sounds shitty to say, but I feel like if like 2020 had been a normal year for movies, I don't think this would have any nominations. But as far as who I want, I really like Judas and the Black Messiah's like the writing. I think that was probably the best part of it. But Minari was also really fucking good. So
God, Minari was so good.
Minari's so good.
and this is the first one where I'm like kind of torn.
Bigly for Minari. I just don't know. I'm trying to figure out where the Academy would come down on.
Yeah, I feel like Minari, like, I don't know, fucking Parasite won last year. A lot of stuff.
Part of me kind of feels like the Academy will, they'll go for Minari or Judas and the Black Messiah.
Honestly, I'm calling it now. I think this will probably be the only thing it wins is the writing. I could be wrong, but I could see the Academy pulling for a Minari. Trial of the Chicago 7, from what I know, sounds like the most Oscar baity movie.
Yeah.
But just because something's Oscar bait doesn't mean they'll go for it, especially if it's kind of mediocre, which that's what this movie kind of looks like. I definitely don't see him doing Promising Young Woman or Sound of Metal. Those movies are too weird for the Academy.
Even though Sound of Metal is really, really good.
Yeah, Sound Metal rocks.
Yeah. And honestly, I kind of think Minari might be a little too weird for the Academy, but that might play.
I don't know if
that might play more into
if they were able to if they were able to finally shout an award to give awards to Parasite. I think they can do that for Minari.
Parasite was pretty weird, but it was ruled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that movie is it's a fantastic movie, but it's like very engaging. Like,
Yeah.
I could recommend Parasite to anybody. I don't think I could do the same with Minari because it is definitely. I think it would be a little too low key for some people.
But I see what you're saying,
and more so like it doesn't have the rhythm of like a traditional movie, and I think it threw me off initially. Like when the movie was over, I was like, "Oh shit, that's it."
Well, that's something I noticed about A24 films is they kind of end. A lot of them kind of end on like an up in the air kind of way, which is fine.
I like it like that.
I like it like that.
Yeah, and that was I really liked how it ended. I could see the Academy and just average movie going audience is not responding.
I see what you're
It might
saying.
be a little too placid.
It might be too I
too
think
art house,
too
honestly.
slice of life.
Yeah, because it kind of is like pretty even keel through a lot of the movie. There's not there are ups and downs, but it's not like
They're not like these big, like dramatic spikes throughout the film that have like what you may consider to be a more traditional story.
Yeah,
It's
it literally
kind of
felt
growing
like
tension.
it really felt like a just a snapshot into someone's life.
But yeah, my pick for who I want to win Minari, but who I think will win be Judas and the Black Messiah.
Minari for me. I have high hopes.
All right,
Fair enough.
so I guess since we're doing original, next is adapted screenplay.
That's correct. Best adapted screenplay.
All right, the nominees for this are Borat 2, The Father, Nomadland, One Night in Miami, and The White Tiger.
I want to watch The White Tiger because I have the book of that and I've been super interested about it.
Borat 2? I don't... What does adapted screenplay mean?
It's based off of a already existing property.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was confused how
So
Borat...
like any sort of adaptations of like books or whatever.
I was saying... Borat, that's like live action. Like, it's not written. It's...
But there's still a script.
But there's still like
there's still a
even
script.
though like it may not be written in like a traditional sense, like it still has like plot beats.
Would it be
Yeah.
considered an adapted screenplay because it's a sequel to the first Borat?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I had to make a guess who would win, it's going to be Nomadland.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Yeah, I feel like Nomadland would win.
That's the movie that has the most push. I haven't really heard many people talk about One Night in Miami.
It's good.
I literally did not hear about The Father until the nominations.
And I haven't heard a peep about White Tiger.
I haven't heard anything about White Tiger, but it's just so funny because when I see the book at Barnes and Noble or wherever, it's all they did like a reprint, but like with a different cover, and like it looks really nice. But I favor the original one much more. But it always says Netflix movie, like watch it now, and it's like I haven't heard anybody talk about it.
How many more do we have?
We have two more.
2 more categories?
Two more that we're to talk about, yeah.
Okay. So what I guess next is directing.
Best director.
Alrighty, the nominees are Thomas Vinterberg for Another Round, David Fincher for Mank, Lee Isaac Chung for Minari, Chloe Zhao for Nomadland, and Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman.
I'm thinking Lee Isaac Chung again. Minari was so fucking good.
Out of this list, that's probably who I'd want to win.
That's who I want to win.
It's not going to be Vinterberg.
Nah.
And it's not going to be Fennell for Promising Young
No.
Woman. That movie's too weird.
It's either Nomadland or Minari. Or, nope, Mank. Mank is 100% the winner. It's Mank. I forgot it was there.
I will say this. The Academy is not a huge fan of David Fincher.
It's Mank.
What are you gonna do with that?
I don't know. Nothing.
And why? And the only thing that doesn't make me think the Academy will go for it is even though it is kind of Oscar baity, it's still a David Fincher movie, and it's still kind of weird.
It still has his fingerprints on it.
So and like
Well-
I just don't really see them it's going to be 50-50 if they take the bait on that one.
Yeah, to me, it's between, in terms of what the Academy will pick, between Nomadland and Minari.
And I think it will be Nomadland, just sort of how, like, they kind of, it's not live action, but, like, Frances McDormand actually was working in, was it an Amazon plant?
Yeah, yeah.
And, like, the people that were there were not actors. They were real people who worked in those places. So I could see.
I don't know how they did that. Like, how they got permission to do that. Because, to me, the Amazon plant looked depressing as hell in that movie.
Because it probably
I know
is.
it in real life it is, but I don't know how they got permission from Amazon to do that.
It's like-
Especially with all the shit that's coming out now.
Because, like, the movie is about this woman who works at an Amazon factory, loses her job, and she's trying to get, like, to her next, kind of like traveling to the next place to get paid. And, like, you know, on top of everything that's going on in the world regarding Amazon, with, like, the unionization in Alabama and all this other stuff, like, it doesn't really paint Amazon in a great light.
It really doesn't. I don't think she got fired from like her Amazon job, because there's a point in the movie where a friend tells her about a group of people that live in their cars, and
Yeah,
and then she's like, I'm interested in that, and then she voluntarily quit, I think, instead of being fired. So what does that say about Amazon?
Also, how many piss bottles are in Nomadland?
I feel like there is a good bit, actually. There's piss buckets for sure. Piss shit buckets.
Piss shit buckets.
If it wins the Oscar, they don't give her an Oscar. They give her just a piss bottle that's full with, like, super yellow piss.
You
Oh
just got
God.
like fucking a goddamn chamber pot.
And then Jeff Bezos appears on a screen, and
They
he's like,
found it under Tarantino's seat when he was there last.
and Jeff Bezos is like, I rule the Academy now.
Fuck.
I mean, he has Jimmy Fallon in his back pocket. We know that.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, like I said, I'm thinking Nomadland, who I would want to win, Lee Isaac Chung for Minari. However, another round was really fun.
It was
Yeah,
really good.
I really like.
It's just too weird for these people.
Yeah,
It's too European.
none of them drink. So
Yeah.
They understand how European houses work.
And the kids actually look like kids in this movie. They're not 25-year-old actors.
in Hollywood, it's very puritanical, very Christian.
God, like I said, that movie, Another Round, is just so European. It reminds me of sort of like in tone, like of something like a less depressing Hanukkah movie. And like this guy apparently is like good friends with Lars von Trier. So
Oh wow,
I'm sure they had some wild nights.
yeah.
yeah,
You know, I really liked Lars von Trier's Melancholia, but I will probably never ever watch Antichrist or fucking Nymphomaniac.
we gotta watch Antichrist just for.
I don't want to watch
I got
Antichrist.
Chaos
Even for the
Reigns.
bit, I don't know if I could sit through
I don't.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to see a woman cut her clit out with scissors.
I don't want to see
Oh,
that.
this is Chaos Reigns, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen parts of it from the very beginning. We tried to watch it as a group originally, and then we realized this sucks, so we stopped and we just watched, I think, Serbian film after that. I don't remember which also was bad, very bad.
Yeah, I never.
What
like
a-
at least like fucking the other movie had kind of a point. Antichrist.
Wow,
I
what a
never-
movie night that was.
Yeah, I never want to. I don't want to ever touch those movies.
Antichrist, is that movie sexist or is it feminist? You decide.
That
It-
baby
it-
be tumbling though.
It just sounds so fucking dumb. And then Nymphomaniac, you know.
That movie is.
It probably. I just don't care about it. I really just don't care.
Yeah.
Melancholia though was interesting because of what it had, you know, of how it depicted depression, and also because it's about a giant fucking planet about to collide to Earth. I thought that was a pretty cool concept.
Yeah.
Also, Antichrist released the William Dafoe monster dick cut.
With his
Uncut.
consent, please.
Well, we got to see this monster apparently.
Put it out on Front Street. How scary is William Dafoe's massive cock?
Also, fucking Lars von Trier did Dancer in the Dark, and I really want to see that. That was the Bjork movie that apparently he like abused the shit out of Bjork on the set of.
Man,
So yeah, Lars von Trier is a piece of shit.
York goes through some shit.
We call that a whoopsie. Our final category we'll be discussing tonight, and that is Best Picture.
We got Judas and the Black Messiah. We got Minari, Promising Young Woman, The Father, Nomadland, Trial of the Chicago 7, The Sound of Metal, and lastly, Mank. I have no idea.
There's a lot here.
The last I was paying attention to Oscar buzz, Nomadland was getting a push. A lot can change in a few months. especially the closer it comes to the actual show.
I'm thinking Nomadland probably, but I'll say it. I want Minari.
I think Minari has a good chance here. I still think Minari. It is weird, but I don't think it's as weird as.
Well,
I don't know if weird's the right word.
It
is very.
It's not weird to me, as in like.
No. I'm just saying like weird. Like when we say weird, we don't mean it in a derogatory or bad way. It's just when it comes to like you said, average moviegoers or these fucking Academy motherfuckers.
These Oscar.
Well, they
bitches.
have a very particular movie that has like a certain rhythm to it, and Minari doesn't follow.
They
that.
all, for some reason, nominate Fight Club again.
God damn it! Stop
Fight Club
watching
did-
Fight Club.
Fight Club did not get nominated for anything.
But they'll just like, you know what? We need to give it a chance now.
We could
David Fincher was like, "Thank you."
Personally, I want Minari to win. I've been a Minari movie because of all the Oscar movies I was able to see, Minari is by far my favorite.
Yeah.
But actually, I have a feeling that Judas and the Black Messiah will win.
Okay.
Okay.
Judas and the Black
That's what
Messiah
I think
won.
they'll pick.
Since I know or I've heard how good it is, I'd be fine with that. I just do not want Mike or Promising Young Woman to win or Trials of Chicago 7.
Yeah, I don't want.
Morty, we gotta go to Bendigo to get me cube.
And I say this because, preface, we, for today and Thursday, we watched, which today is Saturday, sorry. We watched 4 movies in total. Minari first, then Promising Young Woman, then another round, then Sound of Metal. Everything was great, but Promising Young Woman was so just disappointing. Like, its premise and its trailers were very misleading. We have all agreed that it should be given a watch, but just know you're gonna probably be disappointed.
Yeah,
The ending is one of those things you're either gonna love it or hate it, and I don't know how I
think
feel
a
about
majority
it.
will hate it.
I don't know. I say that. I don't know how you could love it. There's actually somebody I saw where they gave it 5 stars. I'm like, okay, there's a lot of good qualities to it, but like it's just so misleading.
Yeah,
It's just too misleading.
Which a movie in some ways can't help its marketing.
Yeah.
Because I mean
you're right.
that's mostly up to the studio.
It's how they decide to cut a trailer and how they decide to present it. It's really out
And
of their hands.
But it is shitty as sort of like a moviegoer to be like promised one thing and get something else.
I mean, you're gonna get. I think with it honestly kind of worked into its favor because it's able to reel in so many people. But like now with more chatter about it, it's gonna hurt it.
Because obviously everybody's opinion on these films is going to be different. If you haven't seen these films, we still encourage you to check these out. But just be aware that there has been a lot of backlash from Promising Young Woman and just how a lot of people were very upset and how certain things were handled and how certain things went in a certain direction in the plot. And, of course, we won't say anything here not to spoil anything. It's a very big shift in the plot. But it's still up to you as the individual to find individual worth in these films should you choose to watch any of them.
Yeah, and like Promising Young Woman, if someone loved it, I wouldn't.
I'm not going to tell them, no, you can't like it.
Yeah.
Bo Burnham
Yeah.
died.
What? yeah. We were just more on like the ambivalent side to that. My favorite was probably Judas and the Black Messiah, and I would want that to win. I do. I mean, the Oscars do love struggle movies, but I don't think this really. I don't think this is the type of struggle movie that the Oscars really engage in. It questions too many of our like systematic things that are like systematically ingrained in this country.
So we all think Mank.
I hope Mank doesn't win. It does. I don't want it to win.
It's going. The thing with Mank is it's going to be one way or the other. Like the Academy voters are not going to respond to it well. But I mean, I've heard from almost everybody they were just and I mean that was ultimately where I landed.
Yeah, I mean, like of all the Oscar films we saw this year, between John and I, we watched most of them together. We were both pretty set. The Mank was pretty underwhelming. Like we both gave it 2.5 stars out of 5.
Yeah, out of the ones we watched, it's far and away the worst.
Mank. Every time I hear it, I just think of a slab of ham.
I just think of Monk, that one TV show.
Yeah,
I
Tony
just-
Shalhoub.
That would be more interesting to watch for 2 hours.
And honestly, the story of the movie itself is more interesting than the movie because this movie was written by David Fincher's dad as sort of like this passion project thing, and when Fincher became an established director, he was going to make it. But then his dad died before he got a chance, and he ended up making it. It just sucks that it was kind of like,
Because like John and I, we were both more engaged with like the dialogue, just like the rhythm and like the elevated language of how they spoke, and instead of like what was actually happening for the dialogue to progress the plot. It's like, oh well, we love how they talk, but
yeah,
I don't give a fuck about what's actually happening and all this.
And I will say the movie really relies on literary, biblical, and mythological allusions in a lot of its dialogue.
It's like, hope you're well read because
Yeah, so like if you're well read, it's interesting, but there's this fine line you have to walk with any sort of allusion or allegory to where you don't want to come across like it's like, look at all the things I've read, aren't I smart?
Yeah, because I
versus like comparisons that actually help boost the point you're trying to make.
Hit me up when Mank is made, but it focuses on manga. Okay, I would understand all those references because I'm a based swag, not blue pilled.
I was gonna say
that's
to
real
watch
poggers of you.
to watch Mank, you need to read John Milton's Paradise Lost. Then you need to look.
I'm pretty sure there was a Paradise Lost reference.
You
in
need
there.
to look up the exploits of Xenophon and read his detailed account of his known as Anabasis of him going into Persia. Then you need to read the Bible. The original.
Also, watch Blade Runner 2049.
and then you need to go and find the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yeah. We're still finding them, by the way. They're coming out every few years.
And then
yo, dude, Dead Sea Scroll just dropped.
I can't wait to order it, man.
then
When are we getting Dead Sea Scrolls in Tonkabon format? That's my question.
You gotta read it left. You gotta read it right to left.
Give me the 3-in-1 Dead Sea Scrolls.
Oh, I'd pay upwards of $20 for that.
I would, yeah, but no more. Like also, like I had another point about Mank.
sorry.
Also, if you don't know who anybody is in the golden era of Hollywood, like 30s and directors and like bigwigs, you're not gonna know who any goddamn person.
Yeah.
is.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna
Because
know.
they
gonna
only
know.
say one person's name, and that's Mank.
Bill
And
Nye.
I swear to God, if you took a drink every time they said Mank's full name or just that, you would be dead in the first 30 minutes.
You would be fucking dead.
They would have to pump your stomach.
Let me
Any
pitch,
chance they got, they would say Mank.
Let me pitch you a better Mank movie idea. We'll call it the True Mank. It's just a piece of ham in an oven sizzling for like 30 minutes.
That's
It's just a live feed of a rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
All right,
No,
I like it.
no. You can't take away my artistic integrity. It has to be ham.
Has to be
Hey,
ham.
look, chicken is just a pork of birds.
And in the reflection, you can see a man jerking off.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And
it's French.
And it has to be ham because I want to expose the meat industry's treatment of pigs.
Okay, Upton
Well,
Sinclair.
you say that. Fucking Bill Nye, the goddamn science guy, plays Upton Sinclair in this
Yeah,
movie.
Bill Nye was in it, and I was really surprised by.
Like, I mean, he's
that.
only in it for like 2 seconds, and when me and Pat were like, "Is that Bill Nye, the science
You know what?
guy?"
I'm
And it
gonna
was.
watch this movie. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna just build up to that one moment. You're gonna see me with a Mr. Pibb. Be like, oh.
Once a time in Hollywood. Once upon a time in
When he
Hollywood.
whistles, I can't whistle.
But yeah, personally, who I think will win will probably be Nomad.
Probably.
Still holding out for
They-
Minari.
But yeah, that's pretty much heads and tails of Oscars.
Yeah, of the categories that we will be covering, because there are a few more, but these are the ones we feel like we have the most to input on.
Yeah, when you're hearing this, it will be coming out the following Sunday,
Yeah, 'cause the Oscars are currently slated for April 25th,
which is really late.
yeah, very late for the Oscars. But hey, you know, gotta come out sometime, I guess.
As Joseph Fares said, I think a lot of us here can agree. Fuck the Oscars.
Nobody wins.
It's not a good time. It's a bunch of old people.
The Oscars are that thing that everyone says they don't give a shit about, but then they get bad when their movies don't win.
Oh yeah, and I will.
I'm 100% guilty of that. I'm like, the Oscars fucking suck, but I pay attention.
I
to
will say we were pleasantly surprised last year.
oh my god, I was surprised they did not do Joker.
Because they had 11 nominations last year. 11.
I'm sorry, I don't see it, but like if whoever seen that movie likes it, more power to you.
Thank you. I have all the power.
Thank you. Yeah, I like it. I did. We
Oh,
both.
yeah.
We both watched it. There was fucking something I was gonna. Wow, a thought escaped me. Whatever.
But yeah, Parasite won last year.
So
I was kind of upset that Lighthouse didn't get nominated. But that movie is way too weird.
yeah, 'cause Uncut Gems get nominated for a goddamn thing last year,
Which is bullshit.
but now we
Which that movie just made people too uncomfortable.
they were too anxious.
I've seen it twice, and I could go my entire life without ever seeing it again.
I remember everything that happens in that movie because it's so fucking intense.
Yeah.
It imprinted into my brain.
It
like
has
the
you
one
watch
thing
it.
I forgot about, because apparently I tried to repress that shit, was the two little goblin dudes
Fuck.
that were chasing him. Like, give us your money.
And those guys were actual paparazzi weirdos in real life.
Oh, they look like
Yeah.
it.
That's funny. They look
Fuck.
like goblins. Yep.
It's like they just were like extras in Lord of the Rings. They just never took the costume off.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
And just a sick drop kick.
Bam!
That's the heads and tails of the Oscars predictions for this year. If you want, check out your Twitter feed. The Night of the Oscars, Sunday, April 25th. We'll probably be live tweeting, talking shit, and we'll be keeping track of who got the most points on their predictions. And the winner might get something, the loser might get kicked off the show. Who knows?
All I know is
Well, I mean, we all voted for basically the same thing.
if Mank fucking wins any awards, I will jump off the roof because we can fly. I can fly.
That'd be a really fucking funny bit if Mank wins everything for some fucking reason. We should all just make get really old, make ourselves look really old, and just have us all greased up recording a podcast episode dedicated to Mank.
This is our Mank cast, and the audio's got to sound really shitty, like we're underwater.
Yeah.
It's gonna sound bad.
This sounds like the plot to The Greasy Strangler.
It just sounds like they're just they're cranking the old Victrola.
You're cranking up my Mank over there, eh?
It's
Bullshit artist.
It's fucking like that one TikTok, the old TikTok thing where it's like ba da ba da da da
Stop
da.
it.
Go get them, boys.
Oh, hey, lover boy. Oh, damn it.
Somebody better call the law. We're going to take it outside. We're about to brawl. Somebody put a hand on the woman's right up front. The next thing coming is a ass whooping in the parking lot. I'm about to... Nobody
About
was
to
saying
drop this fool.
I did not remember it.
I know what you're talking about.
I know exactly.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, the band's going to start playing us off because we running too long. But thank you all for listening to this. We hope you enjoyed it. And I hope we made the Oscars a little bit more interesting for you. And hopefully you get a chance to watch some of these really good movies.
There's some really good ones here.
Definitely our highest recommendations, I would say, are Minari, Another Round, and The Sound of Metal.
Of
And
course.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Judas and Black Messiah.
And Nomadland.
And Nomadland.
Yep.
So you got a solid bumper crop, and there's probably some also rants in there, but there's some we haven't seen, so we can't really testify.
Borat
to.
2.
Borat 2, yep.
Over the Moon's good.
Soul, Onward.
Yeah, there's a lot of solid flicks in there. Let us know about the Sheepcock and Shaun the Sheep.
Confirm my suspicions. I need to know.
People have seen Shaun the Sheep. Can you tell me how big Shaun the Sheep's cock is in inches on screen so that I can do the math to find out how big it
No
would be in real
centimeters.
life?
We're doing this dirty style, inches. And also, I want to know, does the farmer ever fuck the sheep? Let me know in the comments down
And
below.
if he does fuck the sheep, does it have a prostate orgasm or something like that?
Let me know if the farmer gets him a rib chop.
All right. We got to plug it up. We got to get out of here.
Plugs.
All right.
Plugs.
We're shutting this shit down for real. Oh, thank you all so much for listening. You can follow us on all God damn it. That prostate orgasm line fucking
Still
fucked me
live.
up. Shit. You can follow us wherever podcasts are listened to. That's SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Spotify, and any RSS feed catcher out there. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe on all those platforms. It helps us out keeps us visible, puts us in front of you listeners, and we just appreciate you when you do it. Like, Jesus, we appreciate you for listening all the time. God bless you. You can follow us on our socials on Twitter and Instagram at AYCH Podcast, Letterboxd, and Facebook at All You Can Hear, Twitch at twitch.tv/All You Can Hear, and YouTube as well, which is also at All You Can Hear. And lastly, you can follow me, Patrick, on Twitter and Instagram at John Lost His Name. My art on Facebook at John Lost His Name Art. And be sure to check out our spinoff show, Cajun Greatness. We have a brand new episode dropping out this Thursday. You're listening to the week it comes out. That's April 22nd. Where we'll be having our second spin-off sub-series in there called Uncaged, where we talked about everything that's not about Nicolas Cage as determined by a spin of the wheel that definitely wasn't stolen from our basement to be filmed in our basement.
That wasn't stolen from my house.
Well, there's no proof of that. But anyway, what are the rest of y'all's plugs?
My name is Jonathan. You can follow me on Twitter at JONIIBOI24 and John Notes on 12 on Letterboxd.
Okay. I'm crying. That was so fucking funny. Thank you for listening. You can follow me on Twitter at WinsWiki. You can follow my art Instagram at WarderWinsy. Also, I have a link tree. I have links in there. Also, Essential Viewing finally is back, sort of. Released Back to the Future. I let it. Tell me what you think. Tell me how I did. If I was bad. If I'm bad, tell me. It's okay. If I'm good, tell me. I'll take it.
And if he was super bad, send me a message and I'll punch him in the face.
Yeah, he will. Thank you.
I own one. My name's Colt. Follow me on Twitter at ColtD00. Thank you for listening. And just fuck the Oscars.
Man.